Huko nyuma mnasikia vizuri? Good evening. So I'm the chairman of the group. My name is Ibrahim. We came up with this mentorship program to inspire ourselves, to inspire others, because we are from different fields. At least we engage to know specifically fields what it needs and what you have to comply with. This is our first program. At least our principal, we thank him so much for accepting our letter to accept us in this school. So I have nothing more to say. I will introduce our guest for today, Dr. Ibrahim. He will introduce himself for more. Inshallah, welcome.
It is first a pleasure for me to be here today. It is what I am always intended to do, and Alhamdulillah, it's what I always think of, at least mentoring young girls and young boys like you here. And inshallah, before I introduce myself, I would like to introduce you people. I know all of you. Is it okay? I know you people as our students, our girls, our boys, or I call them students, our future leaders, our future doctors, our future headmasters or principal, and our future maybe governors of this county or even the president of this country. Is that not a very good description? So I know all of you. That is how I know you people. For my case, I'm called Dr. Ibrahim Nurow Hussein. I'm a pharmacist by professional. I'm working at the Moyale Referral Hospital for the last 24 years. And then I started just life as you people are now starting. I started my primary level early 80s with the current governor of Mandera. We are in the same class, just sitting the way you people are sitting like this. And then I also completed my secondary educations early 90s, 1992. Then, is it okay for me to describe a bit of the life I have passed through? Then I went to, I think I was the first person who got to be in those schools during 1992. We are the second class. It is just a new school like this one. I went to Maseno University for Bachelor of Science. After staying for maybe 1 or 2 years, an advice from somewhere, I left the university and then I went to a college where I did pharmacy diploma. I was working in this hospital for 15 years, and then fortunately 2011 I got a scholarship to Philippines. That is where you are munasikia kwamba I'm doctor. It is between 2011 to 2014 or 15 where I got my degree in Philippines in a university called University of Southern Philippine Foundation. Munasikia? That is where I got the title, and currently I'm the sub-county pharmacist. Najua watu wanajua tu watu wa pharmacy as just dispensers of drugs. 2 times through hawafikiri kama wanakwanga na msomo. And then the funny thing is now today I will be dealing with specifically the way I was being briefed about the substance of abuse or drug addictions, which is a common problems in Moyale. Unasikia vizuri? So 2 things are very dangerous, especially for youth. One is alcohol. The other one is nini? Bangi. Bangi, inshallah, I will be talking about it another day. But for alcohol, which is maybe you people, I know you are good people, none of you is using those things, but you will see so many brothers of ours are suffering because of that. So specifically I will be dealing with what? Alcohol. I will not be dealing with it just as a layman. I will be dealing with as a technical person who knows and can prepare even alcohol and drugs. Munafahamu? You might see a technical words or terms. It will be a bit complicated for you people. If you had alcohol, normally cause things like maybe liver problem, maybe mtu anashinda kutembea, he cross the road like that and fall down, maybe vomiting. I will not talk in that line. I will be very clearly talking how does that alcohol normally bring that problems. Munasikia vizuri? So that even if you don't get it clearly, you will have a rough idea and you will not make a mistake of doing that, taking those things, which I doubt none of you even take. And you will not take it, I know. So to start with, sinaweza endelea immediately. So generally, alcohol is a drug in itself. That is, alcohol is what? A drug. Can anybody tell me which classes of drug? Because we know there is Nilotic, there is Bantus, there is so many other clans ama tribes inakuja chini hiyo. You always heard about alcohol. It's in which class of drug? Can somebody tell me? I know you will go into level yenu ndo bado hujafika mtakuja kujua. Alcohol normally come under drugs called CNS or brain, inaitwa CNS system classes of drugs, or it can be under another term called GABA class. Under these two classes, it is just the same classes. Under this one, there is other drugs. There is a drug called barbiturates. Barbiturates. This is the first. It is like maybe in Bantu or whatever, you know, there is so many other tribes. You know, there is barbiturates. Then, secondly, there is a benzodiazepine. So kama hiyo musikuwa frustrated with the terms benzodiazepine. Maybe this is not what you expected, but I wanted it to clear for you so that you will have rough time, not rough ideas, not rough time. That's benzodiazepine. Another one, the third class of this thing is alcohol. So these are the three classes under which alcohol normally fall. All these drugs. This is not only one drug, it's maybe several of the millions, but this is like same kushite, which are boranas, samburu and those things, sindo. And this one is benzodiazepine, is another classes of drug like diazepam. People are using to take with mira. And then alcohols, it is not the word is alcohol, but there are different various types of alcohol. But I will be considering only three types which are of important to our discussion now. Generally, these three classes of drugs, including alcohol, benzodiazepine, and barbiturates. If we can talk of barbiturates, these are antiepileptic drugs for those who are convulsing. Ndio wanatumianga these classes of drugs. Benzodiazepines are normally anxieties. Mtu akana anxieties, anxieties na mtu yake amekufa anashinda kukosa singizi. Those are the classes under which those drugs involve. And then the alcohol is our main topic. All these drugs, their mode of action, how it normally work is that they are CNS, central nervous system, the brain, depression, it represses. That depression, it causes the three of them. Normally, it depends on it is dose dependent. So, if kunya kidogo, there is an effect. If you add the dose, there is another effect you will going to experience. The more you keep on taking it, you will going to experience another severe. So the effect of these ones will be dose dependent. The more kiasi unakunya tu ndio kwanga effect yake inakwanga inazidi the other ones, but each ones I will going to explain. So I go to my topic now. Si mmefahamu the class of drugs where alcohol fall. Na tumekubaliana alcohol ni drugs. So I go to the alcohol now. This is my interest because Moyale, this is what is making people suffer a lot. Alcohol. With alcohol, it is a CNS or brain depression. It causes depression. So no, it is dose dependent. So all the alcohol that I will going to explain, or the various types of alcohol that I will going to explain, it all causes what? CNS, central nervous system, depressions. ina suppress. In other words, I'm a bit stammerer and fast, so msishangae na mimi. 2, it causes what is called acidosis. Is it clear? Are you getting what I'm trying to explain? Kidogo tu, sindio? So it normally, this is for all that I will going to explain. These 2 effects is always there. But for now, CNS depressions, I will not explain at the moment. Why I will not explain, it is a bit deeper, and it is also, it is beyond your level. I will confuse you because I will talk about those transmitters that are found in the brain. I will be talking of other neurons which at your level, you are just a starter, hamujafika your level. So I will not talk how does it cause CNS or brain depressions. And then I will be talking, as I will continue, acidosis, how it normally causes acidosis. It contaminates your blood, acids into inajaba kamutu anakufa. So I will explain that. So generally for all that I will going to explain, these 2 side effects is always there. Tumefahamu vizuri, but there is other effect that alcohol normally cause, na nitakuja ku explain vizuri. So for all that I explain, these 2 will be always there. Tumefahamu? So of important of the alcohol that I will be discussing, 3 of them I will be considering. 1, there is what is called ethyl glycol. 2, methanol, changa, which is you hata kama you have had in Kenya, how people take changa in central Kenya, they become blind, others died in the past. Simumesika kwa TV. Have you ever had such things? So that will be the second one. And the third one, which I will be explaining, is the common one. Our people cross the border and they normally take that one. Is we call it, the one anasema parso tu, lakini we call it ethanols in terms of what I am explaining. So it is an ethyl alcohol. Ethanol. It is chemically, I don't know whether you are learning that, whatever, written like this. The one you are seeing across, people are wanabeba kwa chupa chupa. So that is the 3 ones I will go to, so that you will have the pictures of the whole thing. As you know, whatever we take, even the foods, normally we ingest it. Once we ingest it, what will happen? It is what? Once it reaches the small stomach, it goes down the GIT tract. It is normally what? It is absorbed. Sindio, inakuwa digested, absorbed, distributed in the body, and then after it is distributed through the blood circulations, the other thing is what will happen is that it is metabolized. Once it is metabolized, the energy is driven, other useful things will be driven, and the waste product is normally excreted after the food. Sini namna yo. So the same trend is where I'm going to explain, and then the effect of how each thing, what the product causes, what in the whole thing. Umefahamu vizuri? So I will start with ethylene glycols. These ethylene glycols is normally used as anti-freezing in the fridge. Normally, see, these are not the one people normally misuse it. It can be used in 2 forms. 1, if somebody want to commit suicide, it is a clear liquid, it is an alcohol, it is sweeter in taste, and if some people commit suicide with this one, and this one you take once, and you will not repeat, either you die, or you ended kabisa distributed, kabisa 0-0. So, if it happened that somebody used for, it is unlike the ethanol where you can go and repeat and taking it every now and then. This one ukichukua accidentally, you either die, and then it is either for suicidal purposes or accidentally, where a small kid think that this is just a clear water, it is sweet in nature, then wanachukua. That if somebody ingests it, what will going to happen? Tumesema 2 side effects, all of them ni gani? CNS, depression. The other one is acidosis. Hizo tumejua already for the 3 of them. Now, what will happen now? I will be not explaining how it is. Okay, you ingest it, how it is digested, absorption. I will not be interested. Why? Because it will not, time will not allow me. I will be telling you it is metabolized. What is the product of that metabolite that causes this effect of the alcohol that is here? That is my point of interest. In the body, nimesema wapi, the point of interest ni wapi to get the product that is causing the effect? Ni metabolism. Zindo? As you know, During metabolism, you need enzymes. Enzyme is the substance that what speed or lower the reactions. So ethylene glycol is normally metabolized by an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. I'm sorry, but it is a bit complicated, but I have dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme responsible for breaking down this thing once you have ingested. Munafamu. Then if it is ethyl glycol is degraded or what metabolized by these enzymes, the product that come out will be glycoaldehyde, which I think don't be worried about the terms. If these enzymes act on this alcohol, once it acts on this alcohol, this is the enzyme, it only breakdowns. It is the one which go normally. Ni kama mafuta unaweka kwa moto, and then sina kwanga ina speed the whole thing, sindo. This thing will going to break it, this enzyme will break it, and the product will be glycoaldehyde. The glycoaldehyde, another enzyme will act on it. Another enzyme will act on it called aldehyde dehydrogenase. Aldehyde, the spelling should not worry you. Aldehyde dehydrogenase to form what is called glycolic acid and oxalic acid. Are you getting now? The worst product of that one after it is metabolized is glycolic acid and oxalic acid. The acidosis that we are talking about, that is making the poisonous kabisa damu ya hii mtu kote acidic, is normally responsible by this, the byproduct or the product of this metabolism. This is the oxalic acid that is responsible for causing what? Acidosis for these enzymes, for this alcohol. And then this oxalic acid are notorious for forming crystalline. It normally forms a crystalline in the tubules of the kidney. It will cause what is called in medicals nephrotoxicity, which is a term which will be nephrotoxicity. It normally interferes with the tubules or the tissues of your kidney, and it will lead to acute kidney failure. It doesn't need for you to take several times alcohol. Nikukunya tu mara moja. You want to kill yourself maybe, or you have taken accidentally, and it will going to finish the two kidneys by that acid that was the product of metabolism. Umefahamu sasa? So what is responsible for causing that nephrotoxicity or kidney failure ni nini? Ni oxalic acid. So na mimi nimesema tu, siwezi kuambia do you know ethylene glycol is an alcohol that cause kidney failure. That is mnasoma tu kitu kama hiyo sahi. But I am telling you, this is the product that is responsible for causing need. So CNS depression is there, acidosis is there as a result of these two acids, which will be just circulating in your blood after metabolisms. Already your blood is completely acidified. And then the other one is oxalic acid, will be going to destroy completely your kidney. Mnafahamu sasa? So the three effects ya hii kitu ni gani? One, CNS depressions, acidosis, and then nephrotoxicity, or kidney completely fails. So the only solution may be, if you get a medical intervention immediately, maybe if I knew a dialysis, his kidney will no longer work. Na ile kitu mekosi, mumefahamu ni nini inakosi yo? Out of that. Mumefahamu? So that is the part I wanted to explain about this ethylene glycol. So I'm provided you have known the three effects of that thing. Then I go to methanols. This is the changa, which is very common in Kenya. It is happening. Simuko na hiyo habari ya TV, atu watu wanakunywa pombe, and then as they keep, some of them died, some of them become blind. Mumesikia kitu kama hiyo? Have you? What is methanol in the place? Methanol is a byproduct. Midaan takatumtanisa. Akam moja futo jat kesabate. Kuna midaan oli rabe sikolati. Munakula ile mahindi, si ndio? That is the byproduct or the waste product ya hiyo kitu ni nini? So for this case, this is also a byproduct kama hiyo coal yatengeneza alcohol traditionally. And then in Kenya there they also make changa. So the product comes inside is the product that is used for preserving dead bodies in the mortuary. So unaona umekunya sumu sana. Are you getting now? Unakaa kilia kidogo. And then further, if it is metabolized, it forms what? Formic acid is the one which is responsible for causing what? Acidosis. Sumona sasa already. And then CNS depressions, all of them inafanya. Because of it depends on those related. And then formaldehyde nimepambia nyinyi ni sumu, si ndio? So sijui kama nimechukua time yenu sana. Unajua mimi napendanga kuongea sana. So formaldehyde unakwanga ina that whatever. This formaldehyde is the one which is responsible for causing blindness when they take methanol or that changa. It normally injures or it is going to completely destroy the neurons or the nerves of your eyes, and then move to immediately for these two alcohol. You don't need to repeat it. Once you have ingested methanol, the effect is immediately, and that is your last time. Maybe you will take it, you died, and stop it immediately. You don't need like the ethanols where you just repeat on taking it. This ones, the formaldehyde is the one which is responsible for causing blindness in this case. So it is CNS depressions, acidosis, and that effect in nini sasa? Blind? You completely lose your eye. Ni kitu mzuri ya kukunya. Is it a very good to eat any birthday man Canada? And that is all. You either died immediately, you lose your eyes, and you don't have the next day to go and practice again. Unaenda kukunya. Tumemalizana hiyo paka huko. Then we go to the one, which one now? The third one is ethanol. This one is the common one now. You see in this bar, and then across the border, this one has got time. This one is not an acute one. Immediately. This is where people. So this one I will go and be looking into way. And the act, never you be taking it, or you take it like in unachukua tuma. Sometimes unawacha. So this is where I call it acute for ethanols now. Now before even I go that side, before even I go to ethanol, with this one is a bit relevant to you people. There is a way that it is counteracted. Somebody come with this thing, ingest, amekuja hospitali, ako na metal, already lose eye. So it's an intervention that can be. Two things can be done. If it is ethanol, if it is ethyls and these ones, there are two things that you can do to counteract. Maybe you can tell hospitali. If you assume that, I know most of you will be doctors in future or health workers. So two ways to handle it, of which I think it's not important to you, but it is ideal. You can ideas. One, you can inject IV pombe ile ya kawaida, ile pombe ingine sasa ile tunapata kwa chupa huko. You can give that person IV ethanols. The third one now tunataka kuangalia. You can give that person ethanol. Once you have given the ethanols, you can at least rescue this guy. Why? How can we rescue it? The CNS depression will increase kwanza. Mtu atakuwa lakini this 3 alcohol will be competing for these enzymes, and this one has got a higher affinity for this. Somebody has taken ethanol, somebody has taken methanol. To counteract that, una inject ile alcohol ya kawaida kwa mishipa yake. What happens is that enzyme responsible for producing these waste products, formaldehyde, formic acid, whatever here. Once you have injected, this one will going to take over these enzymes. Kwa enzymes ni kitu kama lock, nikakufuli hivi fura. So kitu kingine ikilock ndani, the other ones will not be metabolized. So this product will not form. This is the product that is formaldehyde, ama here hawezi form, or this formic acid will not form. So you can rescue that person in that format. Or there is another drug, drugs, because that is my line. Nimekulia for 24 years. Niseme tu, si ndio? It is called Perazole. Okay, this is the drug. If you give this drug, what will happen? It will just act, but it's better than even that ethanols. It will be a long term. It will block this whatever, and then the waste product that is causing the problem will not happen. Mumefahamu sasa? That is the two way that you can help that person in case he come to the health facility. So now we want to go hard one now. Paka hapa mumepata at least rough idea. Ama I have confused you people. Have I confused you people, sindio? Don't worry, mtakuja kujifunza, lakini I think that is the picture I wanted you to have. Then we go to ethanol. For ethanol, this is the major concern in Moyale. Ile ingine maybe ni accidentally na changa pia nafikiri inapatikana across. So for ethanol, this is the pombe ile ya kawaida. The chemical ones, the chemical formula is like that. If you are learning that carbon chemistry, sindio? These are just chemistry. For these ones, I will be looking in 2 ways the way I have already. Acquit, you have never been taking it. You have been just taking not frequently like that. The acquit, there is somebody chronic. Yule hawezi kaa bila what? Bila pombe. Sindio? If you find him in the afternoon, in the morning, kila wakati every day, he take it. So that one I call it, there is an acute case, somebody who take not frequently or once, that's an acute case. And then I talk of chronic case, this is the person kabisa amekuwa the addict. So we will be talking kwanza acute. The trend is the same. What is normally metabolizing this ethanol? Alcohol, dehydrogenase, that is the same enzyme for all of them. The first part is the same too. But this one, it will not form ethanol, alcohol, dehydrogenase, that is the enzyme, the product which will be formed will be called acetaldehyde. This is the product that is formed. This one is further broken by another enzyme to form another enzyme called acetaldehyde dehydrogenase to form what is called acetic acid. So the acidosis is normally caused by what? The acidic. Once your blood is contaminated, the acid inatembea hivi. So unaona all of them inakosa acidosis, tumekubaliana. And then depression ya brain ni kawaida, si ndio? And then acetic acid is the notorious one. This is now the alcohol tunapata watu Moyale wanakunya kwa street, ile mtu anatembea hivi. This is the one now, whether I call it ethanol or whatever. This acetic acid will combine with another enzyme or coenzyme called coenzyme A to form what is called acetyl coenzyme A. This one requires a lot of energy. For liver, most of these things happen in the liver for alcohol. That is where it is normally absorbed 100%. In Akwanga, this metabolism normally happens in the liver. For this one to be formed, that acetic acid combining with that coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A lot of energy is required from the liver. This is where most of the liver diseases, this is as a result of forming this one, liver is completely damaged. Are you getting now? The process of driving that energy by the liver so that this process will going to take, this is where the liver normally get damaged, and then most of the diseases of liver happen because of this acetic acid combining with coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A. That is where somebody akiwa anakunya sana ama anakunya pombe, that is how you develop what? Liver. So now mimi siwezi mwambia nyinyi alcohol cause liver problems. So now I'm explaining what is causing what. Sindio, mumefahamu vizuri. Then during the formation of these ones, also a lot of folic acid, this is a nutrient that is required in our body, and amino acid called thiamine, thiamine is required. So a lot of it is driving. So it causes also psychosis. Mtu anakuwa mwenda wazimu because of that. Are you getting now? Mtu anakuwa nini? You used to be taking alcohol, na unasikia tu siku hizi ni kama marata tu anaongea. So what causes that is what? During the process of the acetic acid combining with coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme, it needs energy, it needs folic acids. Folic acid is something that is keeping our brains maybe function, is in Kwanga, one of the vitamins in atakana. So once this thing keep on driving it, what will happen? Jamaa ametupa ungua is running naked in the town. Are you getting now? So this is also the factor that is responsible for that. Now, we talk about, but let us to second product, acetyl aldehyde. Mtu anakula miraa yake, anakunywa pombe, the following day anakwambia kuna hangover. This is the one which is responsible for causing hangover. Are you getting now? So kama hiki kitu inaingia kidogo kidogo. This one is the one which is responsible for causing hangover. What is that hangover? One, it causes nausea and vomiting. Mtu amekula miraa yake, kesho unaona ana vomit, headache, hasikii vizuri. That hangover is as a result of the build-up of what? Acetyl aldehyde. And then the first thing is nausea and vomiting. That is now hangover. Nausea and vomiting. Are you getting? There is severe nauseation. Mira tamat dira mo jan ka kai farso sana duge. Mira nya cha bole dira mira tamat. Hangover kap sinera. Bisa nura gum dan to kala. Are you getting now? So what is responsible was the build up of that acetyl aldehyde. Umefahamu hiyo? And then the other thing is it was vasodilations. The flow of the blood in his vessels will be increased. The pressure is built up. He will have headache. Headache. That is now hangover. And then this blood flow, the dilatations of the vessels will cause his blood pressure ukipima inaenda chini. It cause what? Hypotension. Pressure yake inaenda chini. Hypotension. All the hangovers. Unapata clear picture? So the build up of acetyl aldehyde, ile pombe alikunywa the whole night. What will happen in the morning? These are the acetyl aldehyde build up in his circulating his blood will going to cause all this. Now for this one I'm very comfortable for the acute case. Ukiwa kama uji rafiki yako amekudanganya na umegonga bottle moja, this is what the hangover asubuhi, this is what you will expect, which I am doubting none of you will take. And then I will go to the acute. Sijui kama nimetumia time yenu sana. Nimewaste time yenu. Can I continue or stop? Can I stop or continue? You have agreed? Then I go to the chronic one now. The chronic one now, ni stop. Niwache? Ama it has bored some people. I know you people are good, you are not taking it, lakini for the other people tu mpate rough idea. Sawa, ni mzuri, si ndio? This ninamalizia, the chronic one will be the last one. Sawa? So, the chronic one, now the acute one, ile mtu anakunya once tumemalizana. The chronic one, msikize vizuri sasa. For the chronic one, during the formation of acetyl-CoA, a lot of energy is driven.
Those who are talking, can you keep quiet?
A lot of energy is required, the way I've already explained. Most of the glucose which is required for energy purposes has been completely used. And then most of these chronic people who are taking alcohols, they don't normally feed. So wanakunya pombe sana. If they don't feed properly, and then the energy which has been already there is been driven, what will happen is called hypoglycemia. The sugar level in their bodies will going to completely fall. Umefahamu sasa? So hypo, like that whatever. Then that is why when the somebody ameanguka na amekunya pombe sana, akikuja hospitali anapatiwa 50% dextrose, so that to supplement that glucose imetoka kwa miili yake. Umefahamu vizuri? Then there is also whatever, it is called gluconeogenesis. A lactic acid is formed. That lactic acids will going to cause acidosis. It will form lactic acidosis, another effect for the chronic ones. And then this lactic acid also will going to compete for uric acids. This is just the waste product of the food that we eat. And then once it normally compete with this, it will go into gout. That is why unapata mtu anakunya pombe sana, anashinda kutembea hii area yake, knees yake is swollen. So unaona? So that lactic acid normally compete with uric acid that could have been removed from, so he will going to develop kidney, liver, knee problems. Anashinda kutembea hivi. Anashinda kutembea. So this is as a result of it, gout. The other thing is now Since the glucose has been used and is not feeding properly, the body has to drive glucose from the fat in his body. So the fat is normally driving from other part of the body to the liver so that energy will be produced, and then the liver fat is its nature. Already liver yenyewe imekuwa hardened na imepata ugonjwa. Because of that, it becomes fatty liver, and already he has got a problem with his liver because of being, so that he can get more energy. At the same time, proteins, which is a bodybuilding, will also be used instead of glucose. Si glucose inakwanga carbohydrate ni energy giving, ndio. It is also muscle wasting will happen. That akiwa kama amenona anakukonda, because the protein will be driving so that he can generate energy. Mumefahamu sasa? So you come kwa liver yake ikiangalia imefura. Are you getting that? So such things will normally happen once you take chronic alcohol. And then lastly, kuna I wanted to nimemalizia. I like you people. You people are very disciplined. Ni watoto wazuri sana, nimefurahia sana kwanza. I will be happy and I want to come back again here. Nikipata nafasi hapa inshallah. So the other part is the list part that I wanted to talk. Sumuona vile mambo iko. How did it now you contract this effect? Ya hiyo acute na chronic. In 1960 they developed another called this drug normally block this, not as aldehyde but as aldehyde, the hydrogen is into in a block hapa. Iki block hapa, what will happen is that there will be build up of acetyl. Mtu anaendelea kukunya na amepewa hiyo dawa, there will be a build up of that. The aim of yawa mfikirie vizuri, aldehyde na wana hangover sana, but the danger things like maybe coenzyme, whatever the be will be not to be because this one, because it's progressive for what the by this drug, so that will be, but you will have a lot of hunger, hangover, you will going to nauseate, you will, so that afanye nini kwamba hata nikitumbaya akatae. You get it now, but you will have a lot of what, hunger, vomit, headache, but so that they were aiming is hata inanua niwache. Are you getting that? That is the reverse drug that they have developed. But there is this thing later on, because if you can persevere that negotiation nini, then unlike maybe kidney yako ikwe nini, so you can take that drug. But certain drugs, which because I know most of you are using drugs on over the counter. Mnapendanga kusema nipate hii, na mnajua tu this thing mkiendelea kukunja mnaona tu inakuumiza na una habari. Fragile, which all of you have taken, si mmekula hiyo kunya hiyo dawa, have the same effect with this one, the disulfiram. So if a very good pharmacist anakupatia ile mtu wako na elimu, anakuambia usijaribu kutumia pombe because it will going to bring the build up of acetyl aldehyde. So now pharma no session head pressure yako ya chini, then like glycosylvulvin, dawa ya fungal si mmetumia, it's not supposed to be also taken. Some cephalosporin, you should not take it when you are taking those things. Mmefahamu vizuri? The last bit of it now, you might ask me, ina cause brain depressions. How come that somebody anakunya pombe anapiga kalenda na cheka, you become excited mara ya kwanza, because I told you this effect is a result of what? Dose. Ni kiasi unakunya. So if you take just one bottle or half of a bottle, what will happen is that you shout up and if you it is called that it causes sleepiness. Badala alikuwa anapiga kalela, if he keep on taking, he start sleeping. Are you getting now? Then he keep on increasing, become an effect called, so the effect from taking small doses will be excitement. Mara kwanza wakianza tu kalele, ukipita karibu na bao na sukari, they are making a lot of noise. Hiyo kidogo tu ndio amekunya kikombe moja. So from excitations there will happen sedation. Sedation is sleepiness. Anaanza kukua na sleep. Akikunya sana kidogo anaanza kulala. He keep on taking it. Then what will happen is that hypnotic. Hypnotic is now, hata kama ako na suruali imeanguka kwake, he cannot, hawezi rudisha. Viatu yake kiungusha, anataka kuchukua, anaanguka chini. Are you getting now? And then from hypnotic, what will happen is that anakwanga anesthetic effect. And this one now ni kama mtu ako kwa operation theater, amedunga dawa na ajisikia anakatwa na kisu. Naona ni dose vile ana increase. Ni kama ako anafanyia operation, ni kama amedunga dawa, he cannot even know what is going on. Are you getting now? Then he keep another, anaendelea kukunya. What will, from this point he will go into what respiratory depressions. Breathing is afuri saga base didam afuri bafachura dam. Respiratory depressions. From respiratory depression, what will happen is that he go to coma now. Thank you very much. Nimeshukuru sana. I like you.
من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين. Indeed, we shall test you with fear, hunger, loss of properties, loss of life, and Allah Azza wa Jalla amesema akasema, give glad tidings to the people who have sabr. So please, life is a test. They say that we must have 2 C's and 2 P's. The 2 C's is the confidence and the courage to handle the paper when you are doing the exam. And the 2 P's is that you have to have prayer and preparation. All the other things will be under your feet, inshallah. May Allah. Life is very tough, so you have to be life is very competitive. First thing, choose your life. Huku nje maisha ni ngumu. Kama hujasoma hapa hivi, utabaki bado homeland na utatoka hapa ndani. Choose your life. Mtu asiza na life yako. Life ni yako. Okay. Say no to drugs, okay? Okay, thank you. I appreciate. Okay, mwalimu.